So look, I am the first person to admit, and I have kind of ignored this topic, and now it has become a widespread internet discussion all over the world, to a point so much so that you and I need to talk about this today. The notch, le notch, el notch, yes, it is a notch, but has it been confirmed yet? Well, when we look at the documentation that Samsung has sent out apparently for this survey for the beta users, for the pre-users, that includes all the pictures of the free versions that are going to come out or may come out, which also includes the Tab S8 Ultra, and you can see on the top there it has a little notch. The notch is visible. It even goes as far as describing the additional screen real estate you will get with the Tab S8 Ultra compared to the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. It even mentions it on the documentations. It mentions the name iPad Pro and 12.9-inch. It says 20% more display by having the 92% body to screen ratio achieved by shrinking the bezels, but also by increasing the overall size of this tablet. And yes, it's still 16:9, and that is great for media consumption. Love it or hate it. Now hang on, there is more. What I want you to do today is really, let's get ourselves, I want you included, yes you, I want you included, let's get ourselves into a more practical, pragmatic place, and I tell you why. If you own a Tab S7 or Tab S7 Plus like I have here in front of me, please get it out now. Please do it. I wait very briefly, but please get it out. You may be watching this video on the Tab S7 or Tab S7 Plus. Thumbs up for that. But I want you to look at this very closely. I've got mine here in front of me. Please look at the camera hole. And we know this is the selfie camera. Now imagine you get a secondary camera next to it, because that's what they're saying, right? You get an ultra wide angle camera. So you have two small cameras next to each other here. But stick with me. When you now hold the Tab S7 Plus here, right in front of you, you focus on the camera placement. Now I want you to visualize, use your logical place you have. Visualize the screen, visualize the bezel shrinking around that camera placement. Here, right here. Let it shrink, let it shrink. Only this portion will stay, and voila, you have your notch. So look, from a company standpoint, I can tell you what Samsung is doing. I'm guessing here, but that's pretty much what it looks like. You have an additional ultra wide angle camera for your beautiful video calls happening, and that's going to be placed next to the camera that is already available, right? So there's no new re-engineering involved. There's no new development involved, and no new patents and what have you. So all of this will be taken from what they have already here in front of us, increase the size, make it wafer thin, and have that additional camera, shrink the bezels, and then you have your Tab S8 Ultra, obviously with that 14.6 AMOLED, Super AMOLED display and that massive battery. But from a company business point of view, I bet this is what they're doing. And it doesn't make it better, but it is probably the most comfortable and in the most business-minded way Samsung is doing it. And there's obviously a couple of reasons for that. Number one is they want to push this out this year. The Unpacked event had been scheduled. I think there was a rumor for the first week in August. Now it's been postponed to the last week of August. And this would make it easier to push something out without having a new redevelopment and re-engineering. The other reason is you have these releases every year, right? I think Apple and or Samsung, they could actually release the perfect iPad or Tab S, whatever it's called, if they wanted to. The same for the phones, but this is up to them because it's a business. They're going to have to make money, and it is what it is. But the question I really have is why they are not using, and I have to read this from here, is the under panel camera technology that's apparently being used for the Galaxy Z Fold 3 already, that's coming out. And that probably comes into my second reason, that there may be the successor of the Tab S8 Ultra will have this, and it will come out then the following year. So personally, I don't think it is an issue. As of today, I think it's quite funky. I don't know. I have to see it. Obviously, I have to see how it feels. Are you going to touch it all the time because it is so big? Do you need bigger bezels? I know Microsoft, their excuse for having these massive bezels on the Surface lineup is because they say if you use a tablet, then you want these bezels. But I don't know yet unless I test it, and it is probably the same for you. Personally, I don't think it's a big issue yet, but we'll see when we have it. Okay, are you pro or contra notch? Guys, let me know. Thank you for watching. Peace out.